Entrepreneurship is uncomfortably lonely.
I vowed to never cry on camera because I think it's ridiculous.
Most of the day-to-day of entrepreneurship is just getting kicked in the nuts every single day for years on end with an occasional glimmer of hope followed by a swift kick in the nuts.
What's up, financial hawks? So in today's video, we're going to be going over this video from six-figure business to working a 9-to-5 job. I see this popping up on my recommendations, and I was actually intrigued of actually seeing her story on this and how this occurred. And then I'm like, you know what, I can go ahead and just do a video on this as well. I'm gonna try not to go over the whole video, maybe like the first 7 minutes. We'll see how that actually goes. But yeah, we'll start this. Oh, and shout out to my sister for the shirt right here, Financial Hawks shirt. Feels great on me if you're watching the video right now. But yeah, I've never heard of this girl, Miss Taffy, 10.1K subscribers. She may have gotten a lot of these subscribers from this video, but it's already doing pretty good at 9,000 in 3 days. So yeah, look like this. 184 videos. Okay. Looks like she's been working on here a lot. So we may take a look at her channel too before we end this video. But yeah, let's go ahead and start this to see how she went from making six figures to working a regular 9-to-5 job. Hopefully this isn't a sad story, but we will see.
Some will say that I had it all: the money, the cars, the clothes, and my own business. So how did I end up here in this cubicle working a 9-to-5 job? I don't want anybody to feel sad or feel like, oh, empathy for me or anything like that. Actually, my story, it could be inspiring for some. Let's take it back. Ever since I can remember, even in high school, I was a hustler. I sold candy. Listen, I don't know if y'all remember when the phones had the ringtones. I was putting ringtones on the phones. Do you guys remember Napster? Listen, I had the CDs on lock. Any way I could make some money, I was doing it in high school.
Okay, I'm not going to try to interject every 50 seconds. I might give a couple more minutes on the next ones or a few, but it's talking about making the money, the hustling and all that. And yeah, I remember people doing that a lot back in school. I remember people selling the candy. I had to buy up a lot of the different candy too. We had one dude who was on my bus who was selling candy a lot for, pretty cheap price. And I remember in the mornings getting those, staying there for every day for a while. And we ended up being cool because of that, actually. Probably because, again, I was a customer to him. So, of course, you want to be friendly to your customers. But yeah, I do remember seeing people do that. And she talked about, I think it was the CDs. Yeah, oh no, the ringtones, putting the ringtones on the phones. I didn't even think about charging people for that because I remember doing that, being able to add that on my phone. I just thought everybody did it by themselves, but I didn't know, I guess people didn't know how to, and they were having other people do it for them, paying them like that. So yeah, I missed out on that. I would have been making some bank. I just completely missed out on that. But maybe also too, I wasn't that old when that was happening too. I was still super young, when phones came out or it became more mainstream. So yeah, maybe if I was maybe already in high school or something, it might have been different. And yeah, the Financial Hawks channel probably would have been completely different. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue her story. But yeah, good that she's out here, trying to find multiple ways of making money, even as a kid.
Cool. And just in general. And at the time I had a little bug, y'all. My little bug. I joined the car club. I was doing the dang thing. Once I finished high school, I went to college. I went to Cal State Dominguez. My major was sociology. I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I figured sociology, you can't go wrong. So while I'm in college, I had a part-time job. I was working, and I don't know if you guys remember the phones at the time. They're called sidekicks. I had a sidekick, and I'll be honest, I talk a lot. So I was in class talking to somebody, and I dropped my phone, and the screen cracked. And I'm like, no! When your phone is out of commission, you feel like you out of commission. So I'm like, I need my phone fixed. So I got on Craigslist at the time, and a gentleman said he could fix my phone in 15 minutes. I'm like, huh? And he was charging a lot for 15 minutes, but I'm like, whatever, I need my phone fixed. So we're gonna call the gentleman that fixed my phone that I met on Craigslist, Mike. So I met Mike, you guys, at the gas station. It was right by my school at the time. I hopped in his truck. I handed him my phone. He let me watch him fix it. It didn't even take 15 minutes, to be honest. And I'm looking like, but whatever, I paid him the money. I was happy about my phone. You guys, he was trying to, I guess, call himself date me. So he was like, hey, you want to hang out? You can ride with me while I do some repairs. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, he's trying to date. I'm trying to think of another revenue for money. We were on 2 different pages.
Two things you don't mess around with: food and money.
How he just fixed my phone, I'm gonna learn how to do it and start charging people. So I went with him. He was fixing phones and he was fixing them, but then he was breaking them too. Mike was a cold piece. I'm like, you don't have to do this, Mike. Like in my head, I'm thinking like, no, I'd rather build a rapport and a relationship with somebody. I don't want to like, what are you doing? But everybody don't think the same. So when I realized what he was doing, I'm like, oh, he's kind of shisty.
Okay, so we had 3-minute mark now. As soon as he said she just met this dude at the gas station and just getting his car, that was wild. I believe she is in high school at this time, or maybe younger. Yeah, if you're watching this right now, guy or girl, you don't want to be getting people cars, especially that young, just random people cars like that. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but he wanted to date her, and like that could go south like real quick. So I'm glad that she's not like nothing bad happened in that like that regard, at least not yet. But yeah, never avoid that guy or girl like getting running people cars like that. Yeah, you got to watch out for that too. But I didn't realize it was like a big hustle for phone like repairs like this, like just like on the go like this. At least back then, like I don't know how old she is now. But talking about sidekicks and stuff, like that was a while ago. So I'm definitely trying to see how this is going to end up continuing on this. But man, I may have to actually look into this phone repair. Yeah, Financial Hawks may be called Financial Hawks phone repairs. Shoot, but let's continue.
I'm like, I'm gonna do it the right way. So I went on eBay and I started ordering broken sidekicks. So I'm getting the sidekicks and I'm getting the parts and I'm practicing. I practiced so much until I had it down pat. Now at this point, guess who on Craigslist? Posting they ad. Me. Now I'm my competition and I'm posting on Craigslist and I'm getting business. I was young at the time. Like I said, I was in college. So I knew I had to network. So I ended up finding these party promoters and I had them put my business on the bottom of the flyer. I did that. I started going to cell phone stores. I made a business card. I'm like, hey, I come to you. So y'all, at this.
Okay. Yes. I guess he is a bit older than I thought. I don't know why. I just thought she was younger because she said she's in college while else is happening. I'm thinking she like in junior high or high school. Still, I wouldn't be doing maybe some of the stuff, but okay, she was in college. I'm thinking she like again junior high, high school when it's happening. But yeah, she looks great for her age. Shoot.
At this point, I'm booming. I'm fixing the phones. I'm like, yo, this is money. I don't think it's so much money just fixing the phones. But I'm like, hold on, it gotta be more. So then I went back on eBay and I started getting like the colorful housings. So now I'm switching out housings. I'm doing a lot. Everything you could do to a sidekick, I was doing it. I was exhausted by this point because I'm working a regular job, going to school full time and hustling. Luckily, after a while, you guys, I'm like, I started looking at my time and the money I was making on my part-time job. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just quit this and do the sidekicks full time. And luckily, by this point, I met a gentleman by the name of Sale. He like, hey, come in my store. You can pay me rent. You can fix phones out of here. I'm like, I might as well do that because I'll be at one spot. It's less work, and then everybody could come to me. So I did that, you guys. I went to Sale's cell phone shop. I rented a little space from him and I was fixing the phones. It's crazy, guys, because where I was at, it was a swap meet. It's not even there no more. I think it's a Family Dollar, but whatever. Let me get back on the story. So I'm fixing phones in there and I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. I bought me a new car. I had my mom get a car. I was just, listen, you know how you on top, you just spending. That's what I was doing. I was young, like money management. Who? What? So after about a year, we moved from the swap meet to an actual store. And it was right across the street, you guys. It's a retail store. I'm doing the same thing. I'm paying rent and I'm fixing the phones. I was there for a minute. All of a sudden, Sel was like, hey, he's selling a business. And I'm like, yo, this is my source of income. Like, I was spending a lot of money, but luckily I was saving some because I was making so much at the time. So I prayed about it. So I ended up buying the business from him. I gave him I think it was like $11,000 and I took over the business. Let me remind you guys, my degree is in sociology, not business. So you got a 20-year-old, I think I was like 21. Let me see. We in 2024. You got a 20-year-old running a business. I didn't have no business savvy, no business knowledge. Now I have to run the entire store. And then at the time we had Boost Mobile and Metro PCS. It was more.
Okay. So yeah, that was a lot within the last 2 minutes, but she first talked about making all this money after being on Craigslist. Craigslist is a great way to, make some side money for sure. I know I've sold stuff on Craigslist before. Yeah, Craigslist is good. Nowadays, though, I think it's more or less like the social media, like marketplaces, like Facebook Marketplace has a good one now. There's like some other apps too that you can use. But I remember back then, or at least like pre-2018, pre-2017, Craigslist was like really, really booming. But I guess since everybody kind of more online now and they got a whole lot more younger younger people, and they're on other sites and other apps now. But your Craigslist used to be really big, for a while. It still is pretty good, but not as big, I'll say, compared to like Facebook Marketplace. So if you're trying to sell stuff, just think about that too. Like there's several different other places you can sell things like throughout your house, or maybe selling gigs that you can do for people. She talked about the money management. Yeah, and, I think that's pretty normal, especially. Well, she said she was 23. She wasn't for sure, but gets again like young 20s. That's why I recommend you guys watching Financial Hawks so you guys can stay good with your money management. I got plenty of videos of me kind of just going over ways that you can pay down debt, credit cards. Man, I got like so many freaking videos on this channel. So definitely check out some of those if you want to have some money management. But yeah, I guess I'm pretty sure now, if she's looking back, she would have been saving a lot of that money. She bought a car. She said for herself and her mom. I don't know like how much those cars costed, but like she was making as much money as she was making, being able to give that guy 11,000 to take over the business. Yeah, her having a car too, not necessarily bad. Like buying a car for herself and for her mom, she was like paid off. Hopefully, like a used car. Maybe like it doesn't have to be like 10 years old, but maybe like a year, 2, 3, 4 years older. Yeah, the depreciation is down on that. You guys both have reliable cars. Nothing wrong with that. And then, it's just saving the additional money. I don't know how much her rent was, but again, maybe that's something that, hey, maybe if I stay with my mama, maybe an extra year or two, I can really stack this money and don't have to worry about paying, X amount of money on rent. But then again, back then, rent probably wasn't, or it definitely wasn't that as much as it is now. But I don't know if she had like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. She could, she could have been living it up there, or she probably, the way she talks, she probably had like a reasonable place. Actually, she probably had like a reasonable place. Probably wasn't like splurging on the rent or anything like that. And that's how she was able to have cash on hand to be able to pay that guy that 11,000. So that was intrigued to see how this girl is going to end up going. We actually may end up doing the full video now because we're almost like halfway and we haven't seen how this fell. So let's continue.
On my plate. But luckily, I had I would say my mentor. I'm gonna call her Jackie. Jackie was there. And you know what, Jackie, she was older than me. She taught me so much about business, just life in general. And just
oh yeah, and the college thing too. Yeah, you don't have to be in business to own a business. A lot of people who teach you business in college don't even freaking have businesses themselves. I'm just letting you guys know that.
Knowing what to do, what not to do, and just running a successful business. So while Jackie was there, you guys, I created a website called Phone Buzz. And then with Phone Buzz, I sold screens, keyboards, mouse, anything for a cell phone repair that you needed, I had it. And then all my local cell phone stores was coming to me buying the parts. You guys, I was making so much money. It was so much money. And then mind you, I'm fixing the phones still. I'm buying the phones that's broken and I'm putting them on eBay. So I got my eBay revenue, my repair revenue, my website revenue, and my business revenue from Metro, PCS, and Boost. Yeah, money, it came to me freely and I was grateful. Jackie ended up quitting one day. Luckily, my friend's brother came in. Rest in peace. I miss him. I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. My friend brother. Ooh. Oh, shit. Hold on. BRB. My friend brother P. He came to help me. When Jackie quit, I'll be honest, I got overwhelmed again. Because like I said, Jackie was there with me, helping me do everything. But P came in like a pro. He helped me out. And we were doing the dang thing. We were doing the dang thing. But as the years go by, I'll be honest, I was getting overwhelmed. I was doing a lot. So by this point, I stopped fixing phones. And then Apple had sent me a letter of talking about cease and desist. So I had to stop selling all the Apple parts because they said I wasn't getting it from them and copyright. It was a lot. So now all we have is me buying the phones, putting them on eBay, and my actual revenue from the actual Boost Mobile and Metro PCS at the time. It was slowing down. And then the cell phone store opened up like literally 2 blocks down from me. They opened up and that business slowed down even more then. I didn't know if I wanted to sell my business or just get a job. So I'm like, you know what, before I sell it, let me get a job.
Okay. So we're almost done with this. And I kind of just been writing down notes when she talked like this last 3 minutes. So she started a phone bus. That's smart. It's smart already, starting out like a website. That is smart. That is smart. And then she was selling appliances like for the phones and whatnot. I thought that was cool. Like I wasn't even thinking about that, like from phone repair to selling like what she said, keyboards, mouses and like other stuff, maybe like for the phones as well. I'm like, that's some good, financial, like that's good. Like she said, you're making bank doing that too. And I can see especially when she's doing all this and all that money coming in. I bet she probably thought like that would never end, or at least not, I guess, as fast as I guess things start spiraling. But that's like with anything. Like when you're making a lot of money out of nowhere, it does feel like that. I was literally just watching the interviews about people in sports and people who like win the lottery too. But the people in sports, like, they're making these, $1 million contracts or whatever. So they're spending all this money too. They're like, hey, okay, if I spend $1 million and I made $2 million this year, or I spent 1.8 million, 1.9 million, and I made 2 million, I'm gonna still make another, 2 million next year. So it's all good. But then, injuries happen. You might get injured or whatnot. You may not be able to play anymore. And then, you're not making that money anymore. Or you get to retirement and you're not able to, play anymore or whatnot. And then your bills and everything are still super high. You still are paying $2, $3, $4 million a year just to live your current life, but you're not making that 2, 3, 4, 5 million anymore. So then you come into debt and then you got to downgrade and a lot of other stuff. Same with like winning the lottery. A lot of people win the lottery. I think like 99% of people, or like it's like a high set, like 99 or like 95% of people who win the lottery like become broke within like the first 3 years, because they get this influx of money and like they don't know what to do with it, and they just start spending and thinking it's going to be forever, and then bam, you're bankrupt again, or you lost all your money and now you're back at square one. But not even square one, you're back at like -5 now, because not only have you lost all these 3 years of like working and maybe being able to gain experience, but you probably also lost relationships with family members and different things of that nature. I'm glad for her, at least right now, she hasn't talked about like her business affecting her family. Like, hey, I'm making this money, I'm making this money, but you're my cousin, so I got to give you, 50, $10,000, $20,000, and you're my auntie, so I got to give you another 20,000. Like, at least right now, it didn't seem like her family were on her like that, so that's good. Again, they may not have known how much money she was making, so that could be a point. Maybe that's why they weren't asking. But that's another thing you think about too when you're making a lot of money, especially like out of nowhere, especially out of nowhere. And like if they don't have money themselves, they'll be asking you, hey, can you help me out with this? Can you help me out with this? Can you help me pay, with this or whatnot? The other thing too, talking about selling the different appliances and whatnot, or items, that's great. Again, building multiple sources of income. So she had the website, which is good, selling that, and then the phone repairs, and then also too the multiples, just in general, the multiple sources of income. That's good there. The first, I guess, roadblock with the Apple bringing the cease and desist. Yeah, that sucks. And I'm surprised a lot of people. I've been seeing people sell stuff on Etsy, like using other like companies' likenesses and whatnot. And I'm so surprised they haven't got like a cease and desist yet. Now, maybe that may be happening like once they get big enough. That may be the case, since she didn't get the cease and desist right when she started selling Apple products. But yeah, that's something to think about too when you're selling things online and you don't have all the like, I guess, the correct paperwork and whatnot, or say so with XYZ company. They can come back and like try to get you. I've seen that on YouTube channels a lot too. It's a channel called Team 4-Star, and they do like parodies or whatnot of like Dragon Ball Z. I forgot like the correct term they do, but anyway, they were using like Dragon Ball Z content, but doing their own voices and whatnot and changing up scenes a bit. But if I'm not mistaken, for a while, I mean, like out of nowhere, the owners of Dragon Ball end up just like blocking them, and like they weren't able to get monetized at all. Like, so all these years of work was like gone. Thankfully, they found other ways to make money, but that can happen to you for sure. And I've seen that happen with like a lot of different people like online who have businesses, for their like YouTube channel or for their TikTok or Twitter page or whatever, using other people's likenesses. And then they come back and like, hey, you can't use our likeness no more, or we may want XYZ amount of money. And then you kind of like out of luck. So, just be mindful of that, be mindful of other people IPs as well, and just other people's products and whatnot. And lastly, she talked about the competition. I'm pretty sure she's going to end up talking more about the competition. That's going to be why she has to go back to a 9 to 5. But yeah, no matter what field you're in, there is going to be some type of competition. Now, you may luck out and you may be able to find that blue ocean, find something that everybody wants, but there really isn't any type of competition there. And you may be able to be that only person there and, making a whole lot of money, or either in that local area or stay in that country. But when people start seeing this, eventually people or more competition is going to happen. So, just again, like if you're starting a business or whatnot, don't think that, hey, I may have this really good thing and nobody else is going to be able to mimic that or copy that. Just be mindful that that's probably going to occur, and hopefully you're grinding and finding other ways to either improve your product or improve your marketing, improve other ways that you're able to still beat that competition. But that competition is going to be there. It might not be that same year. It might not be that same month, week, or whatnot. But it's going to be coming. It's going to be coming. It's going to come.
Job and see if I could maintain a different balance. So I used my degree and I got a job in child welfare, and I'm still there to this day. It's stressful, but I love kids. I don't have any, but I feel like, it's rewarding in that way. I'm helping kids. So I'm working there and I still have my business. But now I'll be honest, it's getting even slower because I'm working my job. I'm working Tuesday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Yes, you heard me right. Tuesday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's taking up all my time. So it's like, oh my goodness. And when you're not in your business, it's not the same. So P is no longer working there. I have more employees, different employees there. Shout out to Jazz. She tried to hold the store afloat as long as she could. Do y'all know what comes with having employees? What come with it?
I'm going to answer this. Paying their salary. Let's see if I'm right.
I wasn't making any money. Employees will come with it. I wasn't making any money. It was stuff going on. And then the pandemic hit. I said, come on, they're trying to take your girl out. So once the pandemic hit, I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm about to try to sell this business because the business was no longer making any sense. So I'm like, let me sell it because now I'm working at my job. I don't have the time to be in there. And then when you're not in your business, it doesn't run the same. It just doesn't run the same. It was hard. It was getting hard. And I'm like, dang, do I just give it up? Like, I felt like I was giving up on my baby. So I'm talking to my landlord. Mind you guys, I've been there over 10 years at this point. I'm like, hey, I'm paying the rent or whatever. He like, oh, I'm going up on the rent. Huh? You going up on the rent? Buddy, hold on, buddy. You're going up on the rent. I don't want to be here no more. So what you mean you going up on the rent? I said, listen, oh my God, you guys, I'm a crybaby. Like, I'm a crybaby out of not even being sad. I'm just happy. And I'm like, the way things work. But you guys, I told him by October 15th, I'm gonna be out of here. It's October 6th. Woo! So yes. So I told him, by October 15th, I'm gonna be out of here. And he was kind of rude about it. He like, I'll find somebody else to come rent it. And it was kind of like, I was shocked the way he was talking to me because I'm like, I've been paying you rent on time all these years. And this how you talking to me? Like you'll find somebody else to replace me? And I'm like, dang, is that what it came to? October 15th came and you guys, I got my stuff and I was out of there. As y'all can tell from the sign, the building is now for lease. It's empty. I'm a very smart woman, so I know I come back with something even better. So I'm on YouTube and I see a reseller going to yard sales and selling us stuff. And I'm like, bro, I could do that. Yeah. And I haven't looked back since. So Candy Crew. Now I'm still working my job. And I do reselling on the side. Let me show y'all some of that. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. Thanks for
Do
asking.
you want the knee pads and the other things that go with it?
Oh, it was over there?
Yeah, they were in the
How much you were for these two items?
$5.
$5?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You guys just saw me get the Lisa Frank for $2 and the skates for $3, so a total of $5. Now watch me sell these skates. The weather's so fickle. I think I had a skate listed for $55 now I think about it. So yeah, I got listed for $55. Oops. Hello. I'm okay, and yourself?
Yeah. What happened? You like, I'm
Basically,
good.
I run like a consignment shop.
Oh, okay.
People give me their items and I put them online for them.
Oh, I see. I knew the area because I grew up.
Oh, okay.
I grew up on 99th. So.
Oh, really? Right down the street there.
Yep. Oh, so you got a diamond shop going?
Yes. Check them out.
Yeah, they cool. I mean, 55?
Yes.
That's hard to dig in.
No.
Make sure it's right.
Alrighty. 20, 40, 50, 55. All right. Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you. All right, y'all. So $2 into 55.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad this was I think it was a good ending. Let me go ahead and kind of just go over the notes I talked about. I saw on the last segment of this. So yes, you got a job with childcare, running a business, running a business on the side. So yeah, that it is a lot. You're trying to run a business again and work a full-time job. And she's saying that on Tuesday to Thursday, she's working from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Ooh, that's a long day. That is a long day. Yeah. After spending all that day, all that time there, you definitely want to spend hours on your business and you got to eat, you got to sleep. That can be taxing a lot of people for sure. So I'm glad that she was again able to get through this. I was talking about paying employees, or at least I feel like that what she was about to start talking about. Cause yeah, that's something there too. Like if you got employees, they're also going to need money. And unfortunately, I've seen businesses where they started jipping their employees on money. And then you get this like weird rift between the employee and the employer. And like at least all those times I've seen that, it usually doesn't work out. It just is what it is. Like if they already messed up with your paycheck, it's probably not going to end up working out. It just is what it is. Secondly, too, going up, I was seeing that she saw like the rent was going up. She was already ready to move. So it's like, you got inflation and other things coming up. So just imagine you trying to save your business and then you got rent and everything going up. On top of this, you got employees to pay. It's just a lot going on at the same time. And I understand that she didn't want to give it up. I definitely understand that. But I'm glad that she ended up not just giving up being an entrepreneur, but hey, maybe this current thing may not be working, but maybe there's something else. And that's the point of like not giving up, like, hey, things may not always work out well for you, but you should like just give up on it. You just give up. It's like, wow, like you really are wasting your time because you can use that same knowledge that you gained on something else. Like, again, like not giving up is not necessarily not giving up on like one type of business goal. If you have one business goal and that's just not working out, that does not mean like you can't transition that to something else. Like you giving up that is not giving up. If you give up that, but you transferring over to something else and apply your knowledge and skill set and grind, tenacity, et cetera, to that's not giving up. That's working smart. Because again, like things happen, and the market for the phone repairs definitely changed, over the years for sure. But she found the reselling. And I'm glad that we were able to see one of those live, her buying of the skates in that other thing for $5. And I guess the skates for $3, the other little backpack thing with $2. End up making $55. So what, she made a $52 profit. If you're just including just the skates and just the skates and not including the extra $2 on the book thing. I believe, yeah. So she made like $50+ just on that, which is great right there. So like pretty sure you do that like 2 or 3 times a day, make it 50, that's $150 a day. But I'm pretty sure that probably not like every single day she doing, $100, $200, $300. Maybe not, but maybe every other day I could see that, or maybe, every day extra $50, extra $100, which adds up a lot. Matter of fact, let me just do that calculation for you guys, how quickly just a little money can add up. If she's making $100 extra a day and only 5 days, that's $500. And then you times that by a whole month, which is 4 weeks, that's $2,000 right there. Just to make an extra 100. So let's say she's doing 50. Okay, let's say she's making an extra $50 every workday, or 5 times a week. That's 250, right? You see that? And again, just times that by 4 for like a whole month. That's an extra $1,000 just on that. Extra $1,000 times 12 is what, 12,000. I mean, you can do something with $12,000, and she can get better and better at this and be able to make even more. So congratulations on being able to start that reselling business and not giving up on yourself. Because you see people do that, like they'll either stay with one thing forever, one company, even if it's dying, and not try to grow to anywhere else. I feel like that's kind of giving up too. And you see other people who like, okay, this business didn't work, so I'm just gonna give up. I'm just never gonna make a business again. And that's really giving up. I'm glad that she was able to make those sacrifices, sell her current business, and start this new one up from seeing somebody else. And like I see that a lot too, even for myself. I'll see people doing stuff and I'm like, man, I can do that. I can do this. And I'm grinding, and hey, I'll start doing it myself. I'm like, I can do this even better, or I can do this at the same level. Let me go ahead and try this. So that's great. And let's go ahead and give her a like, subscribe, and let's go ahead and just quickly take a look at her channel. She had over 184 videos, or over 100 videos, almost 200. And I lost my dream life, never leave these items behind, thrift store. Okay, so you're talking about the thrifting right now, being a real reseller. So yeah, I'm gonna actually watch some of these videos. Maybe there's something I can do here. Because like the cool thing about like doing a reselling like this is all like local. So like you can watch all her videos and then apply this in your own little city, and like it won't affect her at all. Like it won't, like you're not competition to her because she's reselling to people in her area, and you can be reselling to people to your area. So it's like you're not even in competition with each other. So you guys can all really help each other out. But yeah, I haven't really like listened to reselling that much, but hey, you know what? Maybe there's something I can look into some more. Maybe make some more videos for you guys if you guys are interested in like reselling possibly. But yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, she does have a lot of videos. Still pretty good views, 1,000 plus like on Dana, all of those. I'm looking at our oldest one. Okay, 4 years ago. Okay, cool. So I guess he like kind of showing some of the items. yeah, like that she may end up selling to people. I guess it's a good way to show it too. But yeah. This is what's up. This is definitely what's up. This is definitely what's up. So anyway, guys, again, I will definitely give Miss Taffy a follow. And there she goes right there. Got an Instagram as well. You know what? Since we're doing this right now, let me just go ahead and just go to her Instagram real quick, and we'll end it there. Gainfully employed. Okay, cool. So yeah, there she goes right there, kind of posting herself and whatnot. But yeah, video creator from LA. Oh, LA, of course. I said seen that from the trees. Oh, she's from LA. But yeah, good job, Miss Taffy. And yeah, guys, if you're in that situation right now, hey, reselling or maybe it's another avenue may be best for you. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.